Yes, welcome to round 19 here in the F11 Championship in the AOR F1 League. So it's season 16. Oh, we're coming to the end of it now. Tonight, Menk could clinch the championship around Autodromo Hermanos, Rodrigo, whatever it's called, and Rodriguez actually. We're going to get straight into the action because we've got no track facts for you. Well, I can read some off of Wikipedia, but let's get the qualifying on here. There you go. Got there finally. Right, and the Jack Dawn pole at the moment, and Menk is in 11th. So it's very likely that Menk will win the championship tonight. But anything can happen. And as you can see, he's in 11th at the moment, but I doubt that's his best. I'll have a look at what they've all done their best times on the well, Super Softs is what Menk's been on, and that's the Hyper Softs we've got. I mean, those are quite a bit faster. Menk's only a second and a half off on those Supers. Oh, Party Folks puts it on pole for now. 14.894. What a lap. On those fastest compound tyres, that. You don't want to do any more than one lap really on a set of hypers if you're going to start the race on them. And having a bit of disaster on the in lap. Here comes Liggins though. Looks like he's starting a lap. He's going Border. Liggins, haven't seen much on this season since he joined midway. Currently 5th. Got a few cars ahead of him. A bit of a distraction. This is Apex right a little bit now. This tricky section. And this is even trickier, trying to keep it on track and maintain the high speed. Just sweeping right a bit off the track there, but I lost some time. And through the stadium section, through there quite nicely actually. Doesn't get on the throttle as early as he would have liked there. Well, coming up to the line now, and he goes on to professional pole. Liggins does a 14.7. This is the third last round before we get into Brazil and Abu Dhabi. See what Menk is doing. He's begun his lap on the, is that Ultras? Maybe he's on the Ultras. Past the second DRS zone into the very stop-start section here. A few cars around, maybe a bit of a distraction, but and then of course dirty air might play a factor through this section here. Oh, it's cramps! Puts it on pole now. 14.56. Still got 8 minutes left in the session now. What will Menk be able to do on these ultras. He has a hand and a half, a hand and four fingers on this title. Up to the line, and he only goes up to 13th. Maybe he doesn't like this track. He's only 1.4 off a pole. He may just have to decide to... He's trying a different strategy, but he may have to decide to just put the Hypersus on. I don't think he's got any choice after a couple of poor laps from his standard. And Maxwell, who may be missing the Brazilian Grand Prix, needs Menk to score nothing tonight and to win the race himself. Maxwell seems to have poor qualifying throughout the season, but has came through in the races. And unfortunately, last time out was in the lead. Looked like Joker was going to overtake him anyway, but he would have been second, and Menk was third, and he would have taken 3 points off him, but instead his game crashed and he lost 18 points. And that's a bit of a extending there. And he's coming into the pits anyway. Party Fuchs on... well, I think he's about to go into another lap. 5.5 minutes remaining. Joker down in 15th. There have been reports of him being well off the pace. Fuchs onto his second attempt then. A few yellow flags in and out. Going board in this twisty section. Didn't seem that fast really. That was a bit wide. Taps the bollard a bit. And he's coming into the pits, is he? Yeah. For another set of tyres. Well, Liggins, is he on a lap? No, he's into the pits himself. What about Pokey? They're all putting their final set of tyres on in the pits, and Pokey's the same. Eyes on Menk though, in the pits. This Kane Jr. puts it up at the 13th. Yeldy looks like might be on a lap or just starting. Forecast is to be dry for the race, so there'll be no dramatics. Well, there can still be dramatics in a dry race. Oh dear. Joker may just have to plunk on the ultras. Oh, he's went up to 11th for that lap and then straight back down to 12th. Was Kane? No, not Kane. Was it Kane that beat him? Well, it could be Joker's qualifying over. Mink just coming out of the pits. Oh, it's going to be kind of fine there to get a lap. Only got 15 seconds-ish. Leaving the tyres, you can't mess about too much. He's got a minute to get across the line. Going a bit slow for my liking. He's got 15 seconds to play with. Better hurry up. I think he'll get there. You may have to back off though. 20 seconds, plenty of time to get there. And off he begins his final lap, and this needs to count. Could be the final decent qualifying lap he needs to do. Meanwhile, Cramps, he's just beginning his lap. And Yaldi might have binned it. And that's far too wide from Liggins. Maxwell, can he put it up into pole? Just keeping it on track. This Party Fuchs may have binned it. And it looks like Maxwell's an absolute disaster. And that's the end of his qualifying. And basically everybody's qualifying is over. Tim went up into second. And Jay went up. In fact, there was quite a few movements there, but I was blind to it. Oh. Here come round the final corner comes Mink. Where will this put him? Oh, it's an absolute disaster. It looks like he left it before the line there to make sure he didn't get in the top 10. He didn't like his lap, and so he's left it off, and this is gonna be an interesting race for sure. Starting 14th, couldn't have made it harder for himself. It's like 2017 in Mexico. He just had to finish and pick up some points, but here's your final qualifying results. Cramps on pole on a 14.5. Tame only 300s behind Liggins, and a good at third. Pokey fourth, Maxwell in fifth. He needs to win the race really today. Party Fox 6, Victor Last 7th, Jack 8th, Steve's in 9th, and Rep rounds out the top 10. Got Jay, Esalaya, Yaldi, Meg, Kane, Joker, and Magnuson. The whole field separated by 2.4, but by 1 second if you discount Magnuson. There could be a few varying strategies here today. So while they all get ready, let's look at what Menk needs to do. Well, we haven't got a proper graphic, we've still got our... Let's look at the last race anyway. Joker won his first race in the F1 leagues for 5 years, and in Austin, after Max's game crashed, Menk got second and Cramps in third. G fourth, Liggins fifth, Steve was sixth, Kane seventh, Bellamy or Jack, SLI, and then Tim in the top 10. And we'll look at the driver standings. Menk ahead by 62 points. All he needs is, well, really needs 13 points, but maybe even not that. It all depends what Max, well, Joker and Cramps do. Well, Cramps is out of it, I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Joker's, it's only 3 points behind Max, so the fight's definitely on for second. So they're still waiting on people to decide on their pitch strategies. Let's and no, there was a bit of a glitch there. So they're on their formation lap. Come around the final corner now to get ready to begin the race. How will Menk fare? Will Menk wrap up the championship today? The final cars coming to the grid now. Cramps on the right, Tim on the left. All goes quiet, and what a way! Cramps gets a great start, Tim behind him, and then it's nearly 3-4 wide behind. Oh, there's a bit of debris flying about. Rubbish camera. Oh, they're 4 wide in the braking zone. Oh no, oh, they're on the grass. Oh no. Jack Daw and Victor Wasser came together. Absolute disaster. Oh, Tim's in the lead. Crump's in an absolute disaster somewhere. So Tim leads, Maxwell third. Pokey's fine, well. Pokey up the inside of Cramps, up in the second. Maxwell's still there in fourth. Undamaged, reprimanded fifth, Steve in sixth. Make seventh, make eighth rather. Will he be feeling the pressure? What's going on here with Mank? Oh no! Oh, that's Toro Rosso, Joker's round. Is Mank damaged here? Thames hits first lap, of course, being in the lead. He has, well, only 3/10 of a second, in fact. Thames already won a race this season. Can he get his second on the board? Steve still in 6th. Lickens, Kane and Victor Russell in the pits. Bit of a mess there into the first sector. Menk already up from 14th into 8th. He's on the super soft tyres. A bit wide there. Is he struggling to get them up to temperature? Doesn't need to take that many risks as Menk does a bit of trouble still in the second sector, and the Red Bulls sort of cut corner, but he's having to defend as well. Under pressure here is Menk. Oh my god, and the Red Bull's nearly up the inside. There's cars all over the back of him. You're going to get gobbled up by 2 cars here. They're free wide. Jay up the inside. Oh, and Menk goes around here on the outside, but no, he doesn't. He has contact with the Ferrari. Well, he have lost an end plate of his front wing. He slides out of the traction zone in 10th place. Well, let's settle down a bit here. Went single file. As Steve's closing in on reprimanded. Joker does fastest lap. He's pitted after his spin, I presume. Top 4, pretty close. Pokey has the gap down to 1.1 seconds. And Menk is falling back. And Magnussen is now all over Menk. I presume Menk has a bit of damage. Oh, and Magnussen getting a bit loose. Menk will be quicker in the second half of the race if he makes it that far. Jay and Jack close to each other. Pokey now right up the back of Tim. And Cramps is there as well. Surely he's going to have a chance at a move down into turn one, such a long straight. Up the inside. No, he was defending. It was Tim. Another chance here. The second DRS zone pops up with DRS. He's got Tim defending. No, it's gonna let Pokey up the inside, but we will have the inside for the next corner. Oh, Red Bull's still got his car up the inside, but now Pokey will have the inside for the next corner. Oh, but the Red Bull's trying to hang there outside, and he can't do it. Pokey takes the lead, and Maxwell's got a 3-second time penalty, which he could have done without. He really could have done without. There's too many of them in the season. Oh, and Tim and Cramps have a collision, and that is them out with a fight for the win. For now, Maxwell, his penalty is now in second. Cramps straight into the pits. So Pokey leads a lap for maybe the first time this season. Reprimanded. Oh, party fix of the disaster, by the way. Reprimanded. Oh, and Tim's wide. And Tim's got a bit of damage, I'm guessing, or his tyres are damaged from that spin. Steve is capitalising on this in 5th place, keeping those tyres in check. Reprimanded, speeding in the pit lane, penalty. There's 4 of them in the pits. Steve Jackson now leads, but he's defended from Inaldi. These two have yet to pit. Inaldi around the outside, but Steve's still up the inside. And what a move from Inaldi into the lead. Steve will be under pressure now from Jay and the Red Bull. He's giving the Red Bull the inside, but Willie is going to hold it around the outside. Oh, doesn't want to lose any of his head plates. And the Red Bull gets past. Menk up into 5th place, but he's 5.5 seconds behind. Joker in 6th. Joker needs to win the race really to keep the championship alive. And Menk needs to be where he is in 6th. With Maxwell missing Brazil, very possibly all Menk needs to do is finish in the top 5. Vignali and Jay now fighting for the lead. Jay's had his nose slightly up the inside. Vignali cut him off, but Jay gets the undercut. Jay into the lead now. Yet to pit. The top three yet to pit. Mank on the super softs. Oh, a bit loose for Vignali in the dirt here. Oh, Jay and Vignali actually on the ultra softs, so they'll be going for a bit longer. Let's look at the fight for the net lead. Pokey and SLI. Pokey's the one up the inside. Has Pokey got the penalty though? Sounds familiar. Let's quickly have a look at the race director, because I feel like he does have a penalty. He got 3 warnings on the first lap, so yeah. Tame doesn't have any penalties, I believe. No, he does. He's got. No, that's no. Wanted to look at Meg there, no, not Tim. Let's look at Meg. He's got 1 warning. Maxwell has a 3-second time penalty as Tim does first lap. And Joker, in fact, coming to the back of Meg now. Now, really, Joker, what needs to do here is force. Oh, and Meg spun it. We're going to see Joker needs to force him into the wall if he wants any chance. But Meg, another setback, loses what, around 8 seconds there. Joker started on his ultra soft season, in fact, in a decent position than he was earlier. He did spin. Some people have pitted. Majority have pitted actually. Let's look at stops. Everyone behind Joker just about pitted. That's Pokey. Now moves up position because Jack pits from the fight. Oh, and the leader's still going at it. Maybe, who knows, this maybe could be for the win in the end, but no alternative strategies. Oh, as Jay's got up the inside there, but McLaren really cuts him out, and Jay, as we see, cuts the corner slightly and gets his 3-second penalty. That could hurt him come the end of this race. Oh, McLaren of Vignali a bit twitchy as we saw earlier. Vignali up 12 positions to lead this race. Joker up 13. Will either of these two pit? No. Otherwise that would be their strategies messed up if they did pit. Pokey, the net leader here on the back of Joker on the super soft tyres. Surely you'll have the move done at turn 1 here, and I don't think Joker will fight him too much. Oh, maybe he won't get the move done. Oh no. Oh, and Joker's made a mistake there, and that's going to give Pokey the outside, and Joker has to give it up. Okay. Into 3rd place. Crucial move if he wants to win. Mink has lost another position to Krabs, but now he's a bit of contact there. Hopefully he hasn't lost even more his front wing. Don't know if he did lose front wing in the initial collision earlier. As he falls behind Cramps. Here's Mink feeling the pressure. He's been on these tyres since the start. Is it the wrong strategy? Steve, who was in a decent position before the pits, has been with the amount of various strategies. I'm not sure where everyone is, apart from Pokey and Max. As Joker now pits from 4th place, and Steve will have the run on Mink. Get past the championship leader, Steve Jackson. Goes up into 8th. Pokey now in the back of the McLaren. He's going to have to stick behind him. I wonder if Jeff has told Pokey that Maxwell has a penalty. He is catching him. Mink really doesn't seem to like this track. Will Hignaldi pit this time? 14 laps into it. He won't be able to pit because he's blocked by Pokey. Will the McLaren have a go back at but we have Maxwell who has the run on the McLaren, or both of them in fact. Gets the move down on the McLaren, just about. Ooh. And now he's all over Pokey. Pokey feeling the pressure here, being the net leader. Will he dive at the inside? No, he sticks behind it for now. And Jay losing grip from those ultras. It's going to be slow for this sector behind Jay. I'm out of trouble with my nose. I'm not even got a cold. Reprimanded, gets another penalty. Oh, Pokey came across the Ferrari there. Oh. Little train building here. Surely Jay will be in the pits this time. No. On the inside, Pokey Maxwell was looking there. He's still trying to get past Jay, and he makes a move into the right-hander onto the next DRS straight. Pokey now in the best position to win the race. Cramps now right behind Tim. And Steve and Ultrasofts and Pokey is into the pits. What on earth's that for? Pretty early pit stop. Has he damaged his wing? He has. And he's came in very quickly, and Menk has now got a penalty for corner cutting, and he's had an absolute disaster on the way in as well. It's all unraveling here for the championship later. He may still win it tonight, but he's got a penalty to serve, and he's got cutting penalties, and he's got a new front wing to put on. An absolute disaster for Menk. Can he get anything out of this race? And he's put the hypersofts on as well. I don't think he meant to do that. Unbelievable. Unless that's wrong, he's on the hypers and basically dead last. Unbelievable. And Maxwell leads the race by more than 3 seconds. Unfortunately, Max looks to be missing Brazil. And Joker's in 7th. And Cramps is too far behind. So it may well be fine anyway for Menk. Well, Joker really needs to come through and finish second. So Menk looks like he's going to go on to win the championship with his worst race of the season. Maxwell leading by 5 seconds. They'll have to make another pit stop. And so will Menk for sure. As Pokey had to pit for a new front wing, is now out of contention for winning the race, possibly. He's going to have to go to the end on this set of tyres. 17-18 laps. And look at the delta to the leader. He might still have a chance, but Max will be on fresher tyres. Pokey needs to get past SLI as soon as possible. Makes the move fairly decisively, although he's just got another penalty. So yeah, penalties might decide the winner in the end. Jeez, oh. Jackdaw makes the move past, and he's weaving for some reason. Makes the move past Steve. The two Sorossos now 6th and 7th. We never looked at the constructors standings, by the way, but Sauber have about a 60-point lead. Although that will come down quite a bit, actually. This Cramps now gets a 3-second time penalty. Maxwell now into the pits for the final time. Puts a set of supers on. And Steve Jackson is sped in the pits. It's going to give him... It's going to be frustrated, and that's a bit of a glitch. And he's straight out of the pits. And that set of supers. He's going to have to take a 5-second penalty at the end though. Here comes Liggins. Not going to get close enough. So, Cramps and Reprimanded now fighting for the lead for now. Joker's going to have to do another 15 laps on these ultras if he wants any chance. He needs to finish second to keep the championship alive, really. Unless Max somehow finds a way to race in Brazil. So we've got Cramps there. Where is Menk? Just there. Boki gets another penalty. In fact, we'll stay with us as Menk is very close to Party Fuchs for 14th. Gaining, 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 gaining. Renault defends. Gets the move done. Oh yeah. Reprimanded into the pits. Joker up at the 4th. Couple of positions away from where he needs to be. Well, in fact, if you think about it, everyone else will need to pit as well, so Joker could be net 4th. Oh no, Vignali won't. Maybe he won't need to pit, but they'll be slow at the end. Menk has enough wins though to ensure Joker actually needs to. Well, Joker's 66 points behind, isn't he? Let's have a look at the driver's standings quickly. Yeah, 65 points actually, so no, he does. Second would be okay. If Menk scoring maximum 1 point to keep the championship alive. Oh, and Tim is an absolute disaster. What happened there? Looks like he crashed and then he glitched to the other side of the track. Will that bring out a safety car? Not seen a safety car. I might have seen a safety car earlier this season. That's going to give Menk an extra position, which could be crucial. Getting 9th place. So Joker needs to be second, and Mank would then need to be ninth. As even if he was 10th, well, actually, if somehow the gap was 50 points at the end of this race, then Mank could still win because he's got 4 or 5 wins. Joker is now in second, and he needs to stay there. What the hell's happened to Maxwell? When did that happen? Was that at the same time as Tim? What? Unbelievable how we missed that. Maxwell out of the race. You might have had a collision with Tim. I can't even look at the race director. What the hell's happened there? Unbelievable. So Maxwell is now out to the championship fight for definite. So Mink has a hand, 4 fingers, and a pinky fingertip on the title. The penalties, Joker may well finish second here. Mink is 4 seconds behind, and he won't make the rest of the race on those hypers either. That's a line now, look at the make the move on Pokey defends. Around the outside the first India. Oh, the first India gets the move done. It's getting intense here as Liggins and Steve Jackson fighting in at the turn. Steve gets the move done. Up at the 10th place. Some people ahead to pit, and Pokey gets another penalty. And Reprimanded gets another penalty. And we've got Liggins tried to get the move back on Steve. Oh, he nearly creams into the back of him. It's getting intense. The championship might continue into Brazil. But Mank would have to have 2 DNFs or no point scored in the last 2 races, because Joker is now the only one in contention. Joker though has pitted for the final time and now can go chasing after everybody else. Will his teammate give him a position? No, he's going to stay ahead. Joker in a much better position here, and with the leaders on the ancient softs come the end of the race, it may be better if he lets Joker up the inside here. Looks like his communication, and no, it's not happening. Joker is on the hyper softs. It may be best to let him through here. Steve on 6 lap old super softs. Toro Rosso could be throwing a chance away at a win here. Joker needs to stay close into the DRS zone so we can get DRS anyway. This is crucial for the championship. Looks like he's got a decent chance here. Up the inside. Steve won't fight it. Joker locks up slightly. He's got the move done though, up at the 7th. He needs to get up at the 2nd. Cramps is on 3-lap old ultras. And Reprimand is on 5-lap old ultras. Menk withering away down in 12th. He'll be praying Joker doesn't get into that top 2. We did miss that Maxwell DNF. I'm not sure if you had a collision with Tim. Let's look at Maxwell. He didn't complete lap 24 and Tim didn't complete lap 23, or maybe he did. So maybe they did have a collision together. It was a bit weird. Maybe one of them was in the pit wall and the other was in crashed to the other side of the road. I'll have to look back at that footage. But it was a long shot anyway for either Max or Joker to win. There's still a tiny bit of hope, but it's not really there, is it? Joker needs to get into 2nd where Cramps is. And you can see he's a good 12-13 seconds off where he needs to be. Into the final 6 laps now. And Joker's gonna... well, Magnussen getting lapped. Magnussen may been better being in the lower league. Doesn't seem like he's up to the pace. But only 2 races left after this. And Cramps now closing in big time on Jack. And of course Signaldi and SLI may not actually be in this. Their tyres are going to be struggling. And Joker's on the hyper softs. Pounding the laps in. He's now up behind Jay. He's going to get DRS and should be an easy pass. No! Was that a lag spike there for Joker? Oh yeah, thought about the move there. Because of that lag spike, couldn't get past. He's going to have DRS again though. Red Bull's not going to fight. Oh, Joker gets around the outside, easy on the grippier tyres. Joker's the only man we can hope to keep the championship alive. Cramps pulling them in. There's quite a few people with penalties. I'm not sure who would end up winning this. We need to have a quick look, I think, at the race director. Cramps has a 3-second time penalty, and Hinyali has a couple. Reprimanded has quite a few. It's a lie, I just got one. So Joker will be 5th after SLI's penalty. Reprimander's got enough penalties to push him further down, so that puts him in the 4th, and Yaldi has got 6 seconds of penalties, and his tyres are going off big time, so that'll put him up at the 3rd. Jackdaw, his tyres are absolutely dying, so Joker still has a really good chance here of being 2nd. There's only 4 laps to go though, including this section. Joker is 12.5 seconds off the lead, and the fight for the lead is now changing. Cramps on the fresher tyres takes the lead. Unfortunately, it's going to be a bit too late for Cramps in the championship fight, but it might give him a good shot at finishing 2nd. Jack's been on these tyres for 22 laps now. Decent gap back to Hinyali. We need to really look at what Jackdaw has in terms of penalties. He doesn't seem to have one. So Jack may indeed be on his way to 2nd here. And Hinyali's not closing in. He's not in as bad shape as we thought he was. And Joker hasn't really decreased the gap because he's stuck behind SLI. He'll get the move done this time though. Meg up at the 12th. 8 seconds behind. Well, needs to be in 9th actually, so he's about 20 seconds off. Joker up at the 5th. Reprimanded has a couple of penalties, or a lot. So is Hinyali finish 3rd. But 3rd isn't enough. 3rd would put him 50 points behind with 50 available. There may be penalties yet to come in the stewards as well. But Cramps was the man on pole, and somehow he's got back into the lead. Joker needs Jackdaw to mess up big time here. So I'm pretty sure Joker has no penalties. He has 1 warning. Last 2 laps, Joker's not gonna find 8 seconds, I'm afraid. On Jackdaw, unless Jack picks up a couple of last minute penalties. He's 7 seconds behind Jack. Can he claw in 3 second lap here? McLaren's fighting out. But Joker's gonna get the podium here. 24 laps, Jack's done. Maybe he'll cut a corner under the pressure here. Victor Wassa gets a penalty. Getting slightly tense as Jack is losing quite a bit of time here. It's only down to 6.8. Joker now up the inside of the McLaren, doesn't need to make the move, but he may need to just to stick in there. McLaren, they're reprimanded, has to give it up, gets a bit loose. Joker will now have to defend here. Jackdaw just doing enough here. Will he pick up a puncture? Joker and reprimanded still side by side. Jackdaw doesn't have a penalty. Reprimanded gets another one. Well, it's a bit too late in terms of the championship fight. But around comes Cramps to win the Mexican Grand Prix. Jackdaw is gonna finish second, and you know what that means. Inyaldi third across the line, but Joker will get third from all the penalties. And Steve gets 5 seconds added on. But here he comes. He's not gonna score any points today, we don't think, unless Kane has 12 seconds of penalties round the final corner. And Menk is your season 16 F11 PC champion. He made it hard for himself here today, but in the end it was all down to what everyone else did, and Menk scores nothing today but wins the title. Cramps on the podium. Crump. We've called him Cramps, we're supposed to call it Crump. Muted celebration. These celebrations will be overshadowed by the championship victory. Crumps wins by 5.9 seconds. Joker gets on the podium after starting 16th. Only finishes 10 seconds off the lead. He was 4 seconds off of preventing Menk winning the championship today, unless there is any penalties we missed from the turn 1 collision. Inyaldi gets 4th. His best result of the season. SLI, J, Steve, Liggins, reprimanded, Kane and Menk, your championship winner. Wassa Party, Manson, Pokey, Maxwell and Tim having those crashes at the end. Well, not the end. In about the middle of the race, we'll need to look back at the replay. Menk won't care about what's up to date. He's wrapped up the title with 2 rounds to go. So it is all over, but we've got a very exciting couple of last races, Brazil and Abu Dhabi, with many overtaking opportunities. And of course we'll report back next week if there is in fact any penalties for Jackdaw. But it was very messy into that first corner, so we'll see what the stewards have to say if anything, was for cars trying to get into that one space. But anyway, yes, we'll see you in Brazil. Congratulations to Mink, as it stands. And we'll see you in Interlagos. I've been Imray. Good night.